sounds on, and we're back with another one. This is Fineapple Kwasi
and Miss Cakes,
and we're here to have those intentional and unintentional conversations about life. You like those bars?
Mm-hmm. I do.
What's up? So, talk to us, Miss Cakes. What's up? Tell the people. Tell me. How was your week? How's everything going in life? You been catching the fade with life or not?
This week has been pretty chill.
You ain't been giving life those Will Smith hands.
Lightweight, huh? Nah. This week was pretty good. Nothing like too crazy happened for me. My girls were on spring break, so I've been missing my babies all week because they've been with their grandmother. But other than that, it's been kind of just a chill week for me to kind of just stay on top of my shit. I deep clean my house. I be
on my shit.
I had the kids coming home tearing shit up every damn day, so I clean shit and shit stay clean.
So talk about
I'm saying
how sticking to the budget.
I've been doing good with sticking to my budget. I've been doing good. I haven't been doing the best, but I've been doing good.
You trying, that's all that matters.
You know what I'm saying? I just for example, like today, when I went to my bakery store to get different supplies, I did a lot better. I was like, let me just get. Yeah, because I'll go in there and be like, oh, I might need this, I might need that. I spend like $400 every time I go to my bakery store. You know what I'm saying? But I went in today and spent probably like half that. So that was a good accomplishment.
You had like your list and you just didn't
the things
deviate.
I needed, I didn't deviate. I got all the shit that I needed and I didn't, I got a couple extra things, but there are a couple, extra things that I'm going to need within like the next week or so. So I'm doing a lot better when it comes to that. I'm
so proud.
And just planning, But yeah, that's
time
about it for me.
And stuff.
Yeah. Just getting my shit together and just being focused. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, in previous episodes, I procrastinate like a motherfucker. I kick that can down the road as long as I can. So I'm trying not to do that, and I'm being persistent throughout the weeks and getting my shit together. So it's been good.
Intentional.
Real focused. How about you? How's your week been?
Man.
Anything exciting?
I've been so annoyed.
Give us something fucking exciting.
Well, I guess the exciting or the good thing today, someone made my day. I got a lot of compliments on the fit, green for manifestation. And I walked into the liquor store to pick up candy I should be eating. And this guy was just like, I was just so focused to just get my candy, my sour punch, because I was heading here to record to be on time and whatnot. And then he stopped me.
Be on time and whatnot. Shut the fuck up.
Well, I thought she was... I had a feeling that I was like, she might gonna be on time today.
Dig to throw.
Your ass is worse than African time. I swear to God, you be so late. Anyways, so I was walking in and the guy was like, just stop, like dead in his tracks. I was like, what's this man about to do? And he was like, excuse me, ma'am. I'm like, yes, sir. He's like, I just want to tell you, you look so beautiful today. And he was like, you look and remind me of like a strong black woman. I said, I am.
You always have a little smart ass response.
No, he said like you look like a strong, beautiful African queen, like strong woman. Like he was just like, you look just very nice. Yeah, and he was like, I like your ensemble and everything. Put together
everything.
Yeah, and I was just like, thank you. And I was just like, I was like, I am a strong, beautiful.
There we go. Mm-hmm. Twirl around. Yep.
It's not on the site, but plug if you want it, I can get it. But yeah, that made my day because honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like this morning, I woke up. I woke up feeling hella pressed. Like I don't even know why. So I did my earthing and my grounding today. I put on, green, bright colors, green for manifestation, wealth, and health. And just like, bright colors, like, uplift your mood. So, yeah, so that was a good thing. But I just been like hella annoyed this week. It's been a lot. I've been catching the fade a little bit with life, tipping. But your girl finally took her test, and I failed. I did not pass, y'all.
Oh, you got the results?
I got the results.
Aww.
But the thing is, I didn't pass by like 7 points, 7 points.
Oh, that's not too bad.
So it was, I'm not going to lie, no cap, because I'm not good at lying. When my financial advisor was texting me like, how are you doing on the practice test? I didn't respond to that man till like 3 weeks later. I mean, like a few days later, because, I just been having so much going on and like studying and staying focused. That's why I said no liquids around the audio visual equipment, because you clumsier than me when it comes to the drinks. It's okay, Miss Cakes. I'm going to keep talking while you go get some napkins, to wipe up this shit you done spilled. I mean, this coffee. I'm trying to stop cursing. It's very difficult, but when you curse, it feels so good. Cursing feels good. It really improves your mood too, for those who don't know about that. Anyways, so yeah, it took me a while to respond back to him because the practice test that I was taking, I wasn't doing too great. I was getting like D's and C's, but there is so much information that you have to know and have to remember. And then plus it's been hard to kind of stay focused mentally. So I got myself together. So when I did see the score, I was like, oh, I was impressed with myself because I didn't think what I was, banking on the practice test on some of them. Sometimes I do good, sometimes I do bad. I wasn't thinking that I, would have scored as high as I did. But now my financial advisor, he's just on my head like, don't wait too long to retake the test. Like he was like, damn. He was like, you're only a few points away.
He want you to do it.
He was like, I think you should take it by within the next 2 weeks. I said within the next 2 weeks. But I did also have a lot.
You got to pay for it all over again?
Yeah. But you know what? It's okay. Because there's this one woman that I follow. I believe her name is Terica. And her story is like, she's into real estate, and it took her $700, which is 7 attempts, to take her real estate exam before she passed. And now baby is millionaire, billionaires.
Get it.
Yeah. So, he was like, within the next week or so. But then again, I did have a little few distractions because I took the test at home. First of all, I was supposed to start the exam at 10:30. Didn't start the exam until noon. But by the time I started the exam, I was so annoyed because the proctor was just doing too much, talking about, is your head wrapped for religious purposes? Are your bracelets for religious purposes? I need to see underneath your desk. I need to see all four corners. Oh, you lost contact with your previous preceptor.
That's how it be.
Proctor,
it be now?
Please wait. I was waiting there like 20 minutes, and I'm calling and it has on there like, oh, if you don't hear from a proctor in 15 minutes, call this number below or whatever. I'm already in the chat box talking to the proctor. The proctor leaves because they have to release the test via online. The whole time they're looking at you, listening to you via the camera, but you can't see the proctor or what the proctor looks like. Only they can see you. So at this point, I'm like, I told the proctor, I feel offended. After they were like, is your head wrapped for religious purposes? I said, I feel offended. Yes, it is. Are your bracelets for religious purposes? I said, what does the bracelets have to, do you think, what? They asked me 2 times about my head wrap. I said, yes. Then I had, I got tendinitis in my toes and in my hands, typing all day and whatnot. So I had a brace on. They're like, oh, remove the brace. I said, I'm not removing the brace. I have carpal tunnel or whatever. I'll take it off. I was like, here, there's nothing in here. There's no answers, you see? Oh, can you show me again? I said, listen. I was all talking to the camera. I was like, here. I was supposed to start the exam 45 minutes ago. And then, finally, whoever released the exam, but then my daughter was knocking on the door. Mommy, and you can't talk or respond Yeah, and you can't talk and respond because the proctor, I went like this. They're like, please remove your hand from your mouth. Who am I gonna whisper and mumble answers to or questions to get answers? Bro, like, leave me alone. I was like, oh my gosh, leave me alone. You're distracting me from my test. Cause like, it's a chat box, right? And so anytime when she texted me, the chat box popped up on the exam, talking about, oh, please refrain from covering your mouth. And I was just started was like, talking shit, whatever. Because I was just irritated. Like, they were doing too much. And at this point, I felt like it was because I was black. You know what I mean? And not to sound prejudiced or anything, but I could, majority of the time, every time I call to get assistance, it's VAs in the Philippines. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, yeah, y'all doing a lot like right now. Like it was to the point where I knew that they were doing extra than ordinary. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna try to attempt to retake that within the next 2 weeks while it's still fresh in my brain. But I know what I need to study more and focus on because there's some concepts that I felt like I understood, but I need to go back and do a deeper dig and dive into the concept.
Well, and now you kind of, for the most part, like you know what to expect.
Yeah,
right?
Now I know what to expect because also too, I felt like some of the other material I was studying, it was too much. It wasn't even as in depth as I thought it would be on the exam. Because remember, like this is my second time taking the exam because I took it when I was in undergraduate school, but I didn't study. I thought I was like, oh, it'll be easy, whatever. Then I didn't pass. So this is my second time taking it. But before, the exam I felt like was a lot more difficult than the exam that I took recently. They required you to have just know a lot more stuff. Like, I just don't remember the exam. I'm not saying the exam was easy, but it wasn't as difficult.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then another thing.
To the point where you're kind of like overthinking it.
Yeah.
It's going to be as difficult. And then you focus on those areas that maybe you didn't necessarily need to spend that time on.
Yeah. And so the other thing that's been frustrating me, it's been difficult as an entrepreneur is just hiring a virtual assistant and finding the proper manufacturer. Let me tell you how I'm proud of myself and I politely not cussed out a manufacturer, but open this and look at the samples and tell me because you're very detail oriented and no, you can't keep it when you open it because it's not done yet. It needs to be customized more. I can't keep it. But tell me if you can see, you're very detail oriented. It's so obvious to me that what I asked for, they didn't do, makeup in a certain area. I just want you to look and see if you can
how
tell.
The fuck you get it out the
You know when they be shipping stuff from off Alibaba or whatever.
You didn't even fucking open it all the way. How the fuck you get this shit out and then put it back?
Sorry. So yeah, it's just very frustrating as an entrepreneur for me. My frustration has been but you have to open it to see what I'm talking about. It's been frustrating for me as an entrepreneur, finding the proper people to hire.
I can't have it.
Yeah, you show the people, finding the proper virtual assistants because the ones that I do want to hire right now, I don't have the credit to leverage to pay what they want me to pay per month for the virtual assistant with the business that I want to go through. So finding a virtual assistant to do my Amazon FBA, do the PCC and all the stuff, you know what I mean? All the stuff that goes with it. And then finding the appropriate manufacturer. So the good side about this is I found a Black-owned manufacturer that here in the States that can do my body butter where I know it's not going to be, they're going to be lying. Yours is the smaller one. Mine is that one is yours. This is the extra large.
Yeah.
So where I don't like is, look at this. Oh, so you didn't notice. Mean to tell me, I told her to fix this part. This is too obvious. All these missing stones.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I mean, it's fine. Merch you'll be able to get merch soon. This isn't even supposed to be. This is
kind of like the design of it, though. And maybe if she put it right there, the motherfuckers ain't gonna be even.
It doesn't matter. It's still empty.
I know,
and
right?
I asked this is the point.
I'm saying. It's like if the rest of this shit is off, then this shit is gonna be off. They should have started from right here and went over.
And this is supposed to be rhinestones. They did sequins. That's another, but it's still nice because I told her
that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say this looks brown.
These are supposed to be gold rhinestones. Okay. Mind you, in the picture.
Or glitter. They could do glitter.
No, I want something that's not going to come off. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I was telling this manufacturer to change it. You know what I mean? Like I said, before you send me, because you know I've been, you know how. Remember the story I told you that one manufacturer cussed me out and then blocked me or whatever. I didn't even do nothing. I was just asking for what they said they could provide and they was on some BS, okay? But the fact of the matter is that dealing with them, I was like, please send me pictures. Don't ship nothing without sending me pictures.
Gold.
I need to see the material before you send it. And she's like, oh, okay. So I was telling them what to fix. I was like, I don't like that, blah, 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 whatever. And so basically they still ship the stuff. And I was just like, okay, so I basically told them like, so because I ordered official samples, you're not taking it seriously. I said, so you mean to tell me if I order bulk, you're not going to fix you're not going to do the samples right? Before, like, how am I supposed to? I want to know what my full physical product is going to look at. That is the whole point of a sample. I said, so you mean to tell me I spent this money with you, and I told you what I want specifically.
So you gave them feedback before they shipped
Yes, and she still shipped that shit back. And that's why I'm so agitated and why I be like, okay, but I find instead of like going off in message, I just like I just told them that's unprofessional. And I said, I forgot, what did I say?
And what does it cost to get samples?
It just depends. Like there was one that wanted to charge $100 for the hoodie. Are you out your mind? I know that you have make this hoodie for less than $15. You're not getting $100 for a hoodie. And that's not even including the embroidery. So
you make this gold?
No, that they didn't have it. So it's not, I told you it's not done. There's a reason why it's like that. It's not done. But what I wanted done isn't done properly. This is supposed to be gold stones. And then just what I'm going to add to the back. They're supposed to be, so I just basically told her. So I said, so she was telling me that they would have to sew, do all whatever. So I said, so what you said you can't. I said, so you can't fix it apparently? And I was like,
you can't do what I'm asking you to do?
So I said, and so I noticed that they shipped them. So I said, so you mean to tell me if I order bulk, you won't do what it takes to make sure the product looks complete for your client or even try? I said, wow. Because there's samples. I said, because there's samples, you won't fix accordingly. It's obvious the area should have rhinestones and you couldn't even glue them on. Like you didn't even try. Like you just was just like, oh no. And I was like, disappointing and unprofessional. She's like, oh, I'm going to send your feedback to my colleague and I can rearrange and I can do this and I can do that if you order bulk. No, I'm not even going to fuck with you because where you fucked up initially is not doing the first initial samples properly. So that the customer can trust you. So now you lost my trust. Now you lost my trust. Instead of saying, listen, we can't do this and being clear and saying, okay, well let me see what I can do to fix this for you. You just created an excuse to say that no, you couldn't do it. I don't like that. And that's how you lose business. So as an entrepreneur, I just take this frustration as a learning process. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna do that to my clients. However, it's not like I was being difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like you're asking money for someone, you're going to be manufacturing a whole bunch of products for me potentially, and you can't even do the samples the way I want them. So it's a no-go. Like now I just can't trust you and it's just frustrating. You know what I mean? That's just been my frustration, just trying to find the appropriate virtual assistant. Because the company I'm going to use, like it's not smart for me to leverage the price that they want right now. So I'm like, no, I need to wait until my budget can increase. Like finding the proper I found a manufacturer. Now we'll see how long it takes him to actually get back and get the product. Because just because I'm happy, oh yeah, I found a black manufacturer, they can do what I want. I know it's going to be actual body butter, and they can make it the way I want. I still haven't heard back. I still haven't heard back from them email. So just like, okay, like let me wait, let me see. You know what I mean? What's going on with that?
Yep.
But aside from that, another good thing this week is that I've been wanting to pay for something. I'm not going to even talk about what it is right now. And I was just, when I was about to like negotiate the price with the person, I got an email sent back with the invoice being like discounted at the price that I wanted to like bargain for. So that was a win, and that like made my week also. So I mean, aside from that, your girl's just got to get back in the gym. I've been slacking there, but I've been having so much going on with, working on growing.
We both got to get our asses back in the gym.
Yeah, we both do. Growing our gym, like growing our businesses and automating everything. You know what I mean? All that takes time up. Plus life, plus being a mother, plus being a beautiful black queen in this world, in this day and age, and catching the fade with life, and having to tip that motherfucker up sometime and put it back in place. But aside from that, like, I mean, today was a good day. I could say that. And I plan on starting some spring cleaning so I can get my craft area together, and I can get back
as
to
I
making
started
my art.
this week. That was a big thing for me. As far as cleaning.
Yeah, you did mention deep cleaning.
Yeah.
Oh, we also went out and networked.
Scrubbing floors and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and I was telling people how she got me outside and had me networking. We went to a little networking event.
Oh, yeah.
That was fun. Oh,
we enjoyed
before I forget,
ourselves.
we got to pay some bills around here. Nothing in this life is completely free. So we want to let you know that this episode is sponsored by Kwasi Customs, your favorite handcraft boutique, and
Mrs. Eddie's Treats.
Yay! Make sure that you shoot us a text message. If you really rock with us, you need to subscribe.
Yes.
Please follow, like, share, whatever you feel like doing. But we would really like you to subscribe on all streaming platforms. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're going to create a giveaway pretty soon so we can get the family up, get the tribe up. Be sure that you text Talk Black to 619-356-1029. Anyway, back to last week. So she had me outside the house. Because she said, I need to network and get back into that space. So I'm like, okay.
We both do. Yeah, we both do.
Yeah, and with COVID too, I got.
Yeah, we don't be trying to be around too many
people. But everything is working towards, it's progressing. It's getting better with the whole COVID situation and maneuvering and, adapting to life. So yeah, we went out to a little networking event. It was cool. It was interesting. We met some interesting people, individuals, and had interesting and good conversations.
Don't even fucking get me started.
So boom. What happened was, we sitting at the table, and we're working on deciding, like, bringing on a guest on the show. We're trying to map out who we want to bring on. We want to have people on, so we're working on that. So in the midst of us,
motherfuckers out,
filling people out, seeing
around different crowds,
and we're meeting different entrepreneurs too that look like us, that are moving and grooving out here in these streets. So, we met one entrepreneur, and so we met a couple, but we were asking dudes. Okay, you gotta set the scenario.
Oh, about our topic of discussion?
About the topic discussion. Because this is something, she be over here posted with the post and the unusual questions.
Yeah, but we did something a little bit different, right? Where we basically took the questions that I had posted on social media, and we took those into our networking situation to
see how they can handle, like, our personalities
and the type of conversation
and the random conversation and things that we talk about.
So it was interesting to see the feedback.
We didn't want to just understand not just about entrepreneurship, but just related to just life in general and different situations that arise in life.
Yeah, absolutely. So the topic was, and it's funny, for some reason I felt like I had to put a disclaimer, like this shit is stolen, okay? I am not involved in this question in any way, shape, or form, okay?
And if you were, who gives a F?
If I were, yeah, who gives a F anyway? Yeah, exactly. But yeah, a couple motherfuckers is like, what? Are you? Nah. Okay, so open your mind. Okay, be ready. Think mind before you speak.
Free your mind.
Setting the scene. Wait, no, hold on. So the question is it okay for a man to court a woman who is pregnant by another man? But hold on, I gotta set the scene. Because you know, these motherfuckers be going wild every which motherfucking way. So I had to rein that shit in before we even got started, right? So setting the scene. She's already pregnant or finds out shortly after meeting you, right? But she seems special. Baby daddy has no intent on being with her, nor does she want to be with him. Do you pursue who could be the love of your life, or do you keep it pushing, and why? So the question was more formulated like towards men to get men's feedback, but I wanted to bring it up today because I wanted to see like from a woman's perspective, like let's talk about where we stand with that, right? So if you find yourself in a situation where bam, you're pregnant, you're not with the dude who got you pregnant for whatever reason, you've decided to keep the child, right? How do you handle the next 9 months of your life being a single pregnant woman? Like what options are on the table?
But no, let's talk about the responses that we got when we asked different men this question.
In person or online? I'm in person. You want to talk about in person?
We could talk about both. You could talk about online because that was your post. I could talk about in person. I'll just briefly just say some of the comments. So that's talking about in person.
Well, no,
we have more responses online.
But online, just generally speaking, like a lot of men were like kind of like to each its own. You know what I mean? None of them were like, oh yeah, it wouldn't be a problem. Oh wait, no, I take that back. No, because there was also a couple men who chimed in and were like, I've had that situation happen. Right. So one of the guys, I was like, well, how did that work? And he went into explaining how like the shit didn't work at all because like the baby daddy ended up coming around. Like there was just a whole lot of other issues that they ended up having. Right. So it didn't end up working out. But he stuck around at least long enough to see if shit would work out.
He tried.
Yeah.
He was open to trying.
Yeah.
He didn't just like cut her off or anything like that.
Yeah. I had another person that chimed in to say that he had also, had a situation like that. And he went from, he kind of progressed in his relationship and now he's married to that woman and that child is now his, now he fulfills the daddy role for that child. And I've seen that in other situations. And that's kind of what got me thinking about it because I've seen multiple situations where like there was a woman who was pregnant and single and ended up dating a man who did not get her pregnant and this shit ended up working out.
One of my good friends, really close friends, she said that her mother was pregnant when her father started dating and talking to her. Mm-hmm. So, I believe it to be true. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah. He felt like she was the most beautiful woman in the world. Because, you get that glow. Some women like the way you carry your baby. You just look beautiful. Women look beautiful in general when they're pregnant. But, but
like, can you imagine like the selflessness that plays into that? Or just like as a man,
I feel like that's
you have to be a real certain type of man to be able to
secure with yourself and mature.
Absolutely.
And I think it could possibly be like maybe your childhood and how you're raised. And I say that because this. So one of the gentlemen, when we asked him the question, he was like, that's a lot. That's a lot. He was just like, that's a lot.
Too much.
That's too much.
Way too much.
Y'all crazy. What? We're like, that's real life
like,
though.
Why are you even thinking about that type of shit?
Because this shit happens. Like,
Real
It
life.
happens real life every day. And then another young man, like when I asked him, he's like, oh, no, I ain't talking about that. I can't relate. I got 3 kids and a wife. And I'm just like, okay. So boom, let me put it to you this way, I said. Because he's like, I just want to talk about, I said, no, if you coming on here, we like to talk about different things. We're not going to just talk about business. You know, we're going to talk about life. Have random intentional and unintentional conversations about life. So then I posted to him this way. I said, so boom, since you can't relate, how about this? What if one of your closest homeboys came up to you, was like, dog, I'm really feeling this girl. She's special to me. I'm falling in love with her. I think I love her, but she just found out she's pregnant by another man. I said, what would you tell him? How would that conversation go? And then he was like, oh,
then
okay.
He had plenty to say.
Then he had a lot to say.
Uh-huh.
Once I posed the question differently.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, you know what? He was like, I would tell him to go for it for the simple fact that he was like, my stepfather was in my life ever since he said he was 3 years old. And he said that he didn't know, he was grateful for that, and that man added value to his life because he's been in his life ever since he was 3 months old. His real father didn't want anything to do with him, wasn't around. So that was his father figure. And he looks at him as his father. And he was like, saying that he would tell his homeboy to go for it because you never know what that child can do for you and what you can do for that child. Being that my dad didn't want anything to do with me. And my stepfather was been in my life since I was 3 months old. And I was like, damn, really? He was like, yeah. And I was like, see, like you can relate. Everybody can relate in different ways. And so for him, he said that made him
be able to open your mind to the different sides of it, right? So maybe that may not be a situation that would work for you specifically, right? You're a husband, 3 kids, yada yada yada, right? That just didn't fit into your situation, but the way you crafted it in a new way allowed him to see that, hey, yeah, you know what I mean, everybody has different situations that they got to navigate through in life.
He was more open and receptive to the question. And so he said that, like, from that experience, it made him want to be a better father if he were to ever have children. Because I feel like a lot of times...
And a lot more probably open to ever being a stepfather if he ever was in that type of situation either, whether it's, the kids come in,
Because I feel like a majority of the time when you have, like, say, your father figure or your dad, your biological dad was not in your life, I feel it affects young boys a lot more than girls. I feel like
it affects them in different ways.
Yeah, but I feel like in the sense
because that's where we get our daddy issues, and our daddy issues just are projected in different ways.
Yeah, but I feel like for men, I say that for men and young boys because they act out, they don't know
because they don't have their role model. They don't have their role model.
They harbor on that. Like I feel like women are more forgiving than men are. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like
when their fathers aren't there,
we're more forgiving to say like, and more forgiving and open to fostering a relationship with our father. Like say our father wasn't in our life and then they decide to come around. We're not like, oh no, fuck you, nigga. Initially we will, as a woman, I feel like a female, we will be that way, but we're more open and receptive.
We'll come around. We'll come more around. An emotional reaction.
Yeah, but for men, it's harder because I don't know why. Like I'm not a man, but I noticed that. For black men, it's harder on them. And I've witnessed this with my siblings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So one of my siblings in particular. But I'm just saying, like, I've noticed
I've witnessed it. Yeah.
Even with people that I know close. Yeah, a few situations. I don't know.
I mean, I've seen females definitely harbor resentment, but I would say, yeah, the resentment probably, it's definitely ran deeper for men. And I think that part of it, it's not just the abandonment on behalf of themselves, but a lot of the time the resentment and the anger also comes from like seeing their mother struggle. If that's what they saw, like my mom was a single mom. It was all on her shoulders and she struggled this whole time because you were a bitch ass nigga and you weren't there. You feel me? And so I feel like, and then as men, and then as you come into your own, and also because as as boys, like sometimes they take on that more protective role of their mothers when they're in a single mother household. That becomes like, you know what I mean, like they're the protector, right?
The man.
Yeah. So it's like, and you are supposed to be the protector, and you're not. So that brings in a lot more resentment too for young males. You know, with females, we don't have that same dynamic to where if there's no male in the home that we're stepping in that role, right? Where we shouldn't necessarily have to step in. So the dynamic is a little bit different. So I definitely agree with you when you say that.
Yeah, and I also feel like too, it also, what plays into it is like, okay, if you know your father had other children after you, you know what I mean? And they get to spend all that time, their father, you know, they were raised in the home with their father. Like you said, that fosters resentment, that fosters envy. Or if you maybe had a kid after the fact, or you know that, or if you had siblings before you, they had siblings like, you know, before you came, and they decided, there's different situations, and they decided not to be a part of your life because they didn't get along with mama, or they were married, or whatever the case may be. Because I've been on the side of that, you know what I'm saying? And I know how that feels. I'm not a male, but I know how that feels, like having a father figure that was around, but not a prominent figure, like living in your life that you get to wake up and see every day like mama. You know what I mean? So I understand like both angles and aspects from it.
So if you happen to be, you know, like that young male that in a situation like that happens to have that stepfather kind of step in, then you're probably maybe more likely to be a little bit more open to a situation like what we're talking about as far as courting a woman who happens to be pregnant, or not just like doing away with her because you found out that she was pregnant shortly after meeting you, you know what I mean? And more respecting the honesty and being willing to kind of just work through it with her to see, you know, what's going to end up working for the two of you, right? As compared to maybe somebody who has never really experienced like the love of like a stepfather. You know what I mean?
But if honestly, if I was dating a person, they came and told me this information, like they had another woman pregnant, blah, 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 I would really have to ask some real in-depth questions.
That's a good little spin on it.
It would definitely be
a good little spin on it.
It would definitely be a heavy conversation.
I'll tell you what.
Heavy conversation.
If a man came to me.
But men won't. A lot of the times, most of the men aren't honest, because I've been in a situation like that, to where this person
where he was honest or he lied?
Lied.
He lied about it?
Both. Lied.
Ooh, I didn't even think about the other
lied
side.
And then try to be honest.
Look. So this is my thing, right? In the scenario that we proposed, the woman within that couple, right? So she's bringing this to him. They're a pair, right? Baby daddy's not around and all that. In this situation, she's the one in control about like what their future looks like. You feel me? Like when she has that child, how she raises that child, and so forth, right? She's in control of that, and she's bringing him into that. However, they decide to move forward together, right? Maybe he has some control over that, maybe not, right? So, but that's a decision that she makes because she has full control over it because she's pregnant, right? You switch the tables, and what changes for me in my head is that like that control is no longer within that relationship, right? So if I'm in a relationship with a dude and he comes and tells me that he has a girl, you know, he's enjoying being with me, but he has this woman who is now pregnant despite the fact that we've been now dating, right? And she's deciding she's keeping the child. Well, he doesn't have control over that. Situation. And so for me, that's like a little bit different.
But he has control over whether or not he's going to be in that baby's life or not.
He has control over whether or not he's going to be in that baby's life, but he doesn't necessarily have like control over like that whole like baby mama and baby daddy dynamic. So it just that's okay. In my head, I'm like, ooh, mind fuck. That kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I could do that.
I'm just saying.
Could you
just
do
imagine
that?
a person can?
If a man came to you and was straight honest with you that he had another woman pregnant and that they weren't together, would that be something that you could handle?
Honestly, because I've been there, and it's just, I would just be like, no.
And they're not together. Same scenario. They're not together. They don't intend to be together, but she's having his baby.
No, because men change after when the baby come. You know what I'm saying? I would say this. There's a lot, like I said, there would have to be a heavy conversation would need to take place for me to determine whether or not I would continue with that person. So like it's hard to say because there's different variables I would have to to the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like between us, what is our relationship? How strong are we? Mm-hmm. But then I'm also looking at like, nigga, if you don't try to be in your baby's life, I don't even want to fuck with you. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you don't like this girl, whatever. But when a woman's pregnant, that's different. But when that baby actually comes into the world, I've seen some men change. They want to be there for their baby, and they sometimes they do want to try. They have this epiphany, and maybe realize like this is a good woman if it's not a hood rat chick a useless chick that they didn't got pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
Or maybe I should try to have a family, shit like that.
Yeah, if it's not a female of substance, then okay, I would be.
So are you saying that would be of concern that maybe they will end up getting back together?
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
I hear
because depending, like say like for instance, a young man who said his father wasn't in his life for 3 months old, since the age of 3 months old. If he cared it depends on how he feels about the woman too. Because sometimes men's feelings change just like us females' feelings change sometimes. And I feel like when a man actually sees the baby or the baby's here in this world, it changes sometimes how they feel or may look at things. And they might have that aha or realization moment like, listen, my father wasn't there for me. Like, why am I not trying to make my family work with her? You know, they may have epiphany about certain stuff, about the woman. You just don't know.
I don't know
I
don't know if I would honestly like respect a man in that situation.
But a lot of times
currently, like for example, like if I met you, right, this girl is pregnant, she's keeping the baby and you don't want to be with her.
Why did you
right, but you got her pregnant, right? And you don't want to be with her. So for me, like that evaluative process would start as far as like what kind of nigga. Well, yeah, like what kind of nigga am I fucking with? Why you get her
pregnant
and leave her like that, and then leave her like that?
What's the point of you intentionally doing that?
And even if it's a situation where she don't want to be with him either, that would still that would be like a very big hang up for me because I feel strongly about people like bringing children into this world and like not
playing
even and not even trying to like provide like a family for that child, you know, like it's not even a thought on your mind, it's not even important to you, you know. So I just feel like if you get a woman pregnant, and it's weird because I feel like I'm kind of like you know, what is it? A double standard, right? You get a woman pregnant, you don't want to be with her. I kind of look at you a little sideways, right? But then if it's the tables turn and it's the woman's pregnant and you know, like I kind of look at her like a little bit more of a victim in that situation when the tables are, when it's the woman who's pregnant and being courted, as compared to a man in a new relationship and he just dipped out on her.
He can still do what he wants to do.
Hey, bitch, you pregnant over there. Go ahead, sit there for the 9 months and have a baby while I'm over here in this new relationship. So it's kind of like I look at those situations kind of so different. And again, it sounds like it feels like a double standard to me as I talk through it. But at the same time, it's I feel like it is what it is. Like it's just not the same thing. You know what I mean? Like you're a man and you got this woman over here pregnant and you're not with her. That I will have ill feelings in a situation like that. But me being a woman pregnant, I wouldn't want that man to like just abandon me.
Yeah.
If like, especially if we had a really
one
good
man already
connection.
impregnated me and abandoned me.
Yeah.
So I didn't know, and here we are, connection, and I don't want you to leave me too, but this is my situation.
But at the same time, I could understand, right? I could understand if that would be a situation that a man could not handle. But again, that's why I'm just like, right? And in that situation, when I'm the pregnant one, you're here with me, seeing me through my pregnancy to a certain degree. Like, you're the one involved in that role, right? Mm-hmm. If it's the tables turned, right? She's over there. Maybe she wants baby daddy to come to the appointments. Maybe not. Maybe she's going through the pregnancy on her own. Maybe not, but like she's the one that's kind of driving that situation to create like the difference in how the two of them compare. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, so that's why I'm like, that's a real tough one. Okay, so now down to just like the sex, right? Because a lot of people, that's where they go to, like automatically, like, ew, you're having sex with a pregnant bitch,
or someone. That's not somebody else's daddy who got you pregnant. That's somebody else. Like, you having sex with another man. Like,
so do you think that's okay for a pregnant woman to have sex with a man that's not the father of her child?
I mean, why not? Life is short, and you ain't gonna be able to pop that pussy.
I'm just saying, if I'm single,
so do what you could do.
And I just popped up pregnant, and like, just, I mean, realistically, when you're pregnant, you be super fucking horny. So if we're talking about, am I not right? Were you not super fucking horny when you were pregnant?
Yeah, I was.
I was super fucking horny. Super fucking horny. So it's like, imagine being 9 months pregnant, oh boy, that you slipped up and allowed to get you pregnant, and for whatever reason you decide to keep it, you know, and follow through with having your child, which you have every right to do, right? But now it's like, now, like, what do you do?
Continue to live my life. I'm not gonna
I'm still gonna get
life
dick
on hold, or my life
still
on
gonna
pause.
Get, at a very minimum, I'm gonna get dick.
Yeah,
but I need it.
Yeah, but I would just make sure whoever my new partner is, or my boyfriend, or my man at the time who is in this situation with me, I would have a conversation with him and be like, "Do you feel comfortable? Like, is this
like,
awkward
you know,
for
this is
you?
what
like,
I'm going through?
Like, how do you feel about having sex with me and I'm pregnant, and it's not your baby? Like, are you? Oh, is it weird?
Whether it's like, are we gonna be together? Can I just use you for dick, or
like, like?"
I mean, at the end of the day, like, I don't judge a woman for situations.
But
like
I mean, when men have sex with pregnant,
men like pregnant women. Pregnant sex is the shit.
Is that like a fetish or some shit? Because I don't
like a fetish. I mean, I guess it could be a fetish, but I
don't hear about nobody talking about they didn't have pregnancy sex. Like, no, well, there was one dude, but he's a sleuth. He's a sleuther, so that don't count.
A lot of men like fucking pregnant women. They just don't admit it. A lot of men like fucking pregnant. Pregnant pussy is like the best pussy ever.
I wonder why.
What do you mean, why?
Why is pregnant pussy the best pussy ever?
Okay, well, especially at a certain point when you're pregnant. Okay, so usually bitches be even more wet when they're wet. I mean, when they're pregnant, right? So the pussy even more wet. You know what I'm saying? Then you got all that pressure and all that shit that you carrying. That shit probably make the shit a lot more fucking tighter. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious, especially the further along your ass go. Like, I'm not fucking playing. The pussy is way better. Maybe I should let's call somebody. You want to call somebody? You want to get a male's opinion?
I need to ask a guy that actually has sex with someone who's pregnant, because
I don't know if this person has had sex with somebody who's pregnant. But maybe we can ask that question. Should I call somebody?
Yeah, call somebody. They can be the first appearance on the show. She said pregnant pussy.
Pregnant pussy better?
I'm like, how you know this? You didn't watch porn or something?
Well, I've been pregnant 3 times, so I'm just saying, like, the feedback, you feel me? That pregnant pussy is good. Not to mention that niggas like pregnant bitches. It's like pregnant bitches aren't.
So that's a fetish of niggas like pregnant
I'm not saying
bitches.
It's a fetish. I'm just saying that.
You think it's a fetish?
I'm not saying that it can be a fetish.
That's what I'm asking you. Do you think
it can be a fetish, but it's not automatically a fetish.
I ain't never heard no dude talking about I don't know.
Can we ask you a question?
Sure you may.
She got a friend on the line. We about to ask a man.
He said,
because
"Sure you may."
I've never heard. I've never in my life.
Okay, so we had two sides of this question. Okay, all right, y'all ready? All right.
Get it to me.
Okay, so
What the
kind of
fuck?
a couple questions. Have you ever had sex with anybody that was pregnant?
Sure.
Okay,
Did he say sure?
yeah, he said sure. You have, right?
That wasn't like your baby mama though, or a wife
It don't
or
matter
ex-wife.
who it was, because we're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
We're not there
Okay,
yet.
okay,
I don't give-
okay.
It don't matter who it was.
Okay.
Okay. Is pregnant pussy better than regular pussy?
It can be.
Why?
Because of the saturation that the walls be having when it's pregnant.
What I tell you, right?
Saturation.
When it's wetter.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
What did I tell you?
What about do you
The
do
further
you
along,
feel
the better.
do you feel that that it's
tell
more
you
tighter? Okay, but do you feel that the vagina is a lot more tighter than usual?
That's what you said. The further along, the better, right? Because the pressure make it tighter.
It's not just that it's tighter. It is because it's like a motherfucker. You got a motherfucker head down there. You got some feet down there or something. You got to fuck around shit and shit. You know what I mean? Like motherfucker got to like already naturally if you working with something, you got to like work around ovaries and shit. You feel me? But now you got more to like work around.
Like what type of positions is you? Well, I guess
you talk about more like the pressure of it, right?
No, like I mean, because like say when women be pregnant with boys usually sit a little
lower.
Yeah, they sit a little lower.
And your hips. And the hips.
Like if you like all the way turned on and your shit like standing up, your head tends to probe different things. Like me, I use my dick sometimes as eyes, like I'm trying to see in the bitch.
He said he used his dick like eyes. Okay.
On the real. Like, oh, okay, like
you don't ever be afraid that you're like, okay, I can't kill it. I can't kill because I don't want to like touch the baby or.
I'll like slack up a little bit, or like I won't be trying to,
kill
be
it.
too extra.
Okay, so what type of positions do you do with a pregnant woman?
I mean, well, with a pregnant woman, I'll just hit her shit regular old missionary. I mean, like I'm trying not to crush nothing. I'm trying to and I'll hold my body weight on my, I get on my silverback mode on her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
okay. Damn.
Good perspective. All right. Okay, so the reason why we even got into that is because the topic of discussion was, is it okay for a man to court a pregnant woman or a woman who's pregnant by another man?
Hell yeah.
And why? Why?
Because you have situations to where women are done wrong by niggas and, different things like that. And you don't want to be no scumbag. I think it takes a real man's man to step in and be willing to take care of another nigga's baby or feed that motherfucker, deal with her mood swings and different things like that. And, sometimes I've had, because I look at myself in the mirror a lot, and I've dated women that when I met them, they were pregnant already. And me being a nigga who tries to, examine himself in the mirror, I had to stop and pull the truck over and be like, man, am I finna fuck with this bitch? Or am I finna try to fuck? Or if I'm finna just fuck on her.
Well, at least you have that conversation with yourself. I like that you're saying that, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just keeping it real with you. I'm just like, because when you're dealing with people, you have to be honest with yourself. Because karma's a bitch, and so sometimes as a man, you will. I was always watching this on National Geographic. They saying that men more so just be needing because we reproduce sperm so rapidly and so fast during the course of a day. We just be needing to get the shit out, and I get it because I'm one of them type niggas. Baby, I tell you, and like niggas just be needing to unload, and sometimes you'll fuck on different people that you really not like
just to get your nut.
Yeah, just not like attracted to. A lot of people
So,
won't
okay.
admit these type things, but I just gotta give it to you real.
But you just do that because it's just physical. There's like no
release.
emotional attraction. It's just like, okay, I just need to release it.
Yeah,
so you don't practice semen retention.
That's a whole nother topic.
No, I mean I will. Yeah, I do, and I have. I'll redo it in my own way though, because a lot of times, like, but I also believe. See, people be talking about. I heard the nigga. What's his name down there from Baton Rouge? My cousin is one of his partners.
I was about to say Boosie, but Boosie ain't from Baton Rouge, I don't think.
No, Baton Rouge, the nigga you like, Chris. I mean, nigga you like Ash.
Kevin Gates.
Yes, Kevin Gates. He be talking about the retention. But the thing is, sometimes one thing I noticed about niggas is niggas will get a certain amount of information and they'll just run with it, even though they're seeking to it. It's actually bad. Drawbacks from semen retention when you do that. You know that? That's because, like a lot of doctors tell you to release that shit. That's how you overcome, like, testicular cancer and different things like that. You know what I mean? So motherfuckers trying to,
I said, wow, that's a different.
It reduces the chances of prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reduces the chances of prostate cancer, and it reduces the chances of a lot of different things, but one of the upsides of it is, it's a more intense nut, and that motherfucker is more concentrated in the cum that it produces. Like, you have a, better chance in procreating, because every child that I've ever made got here, like, either right when I was getting out of jail, or like when I was like, when you're coming home from jail, you don't really be wanting to, nut like that. It just depends on the way you at in life. You feel me?
Because you want to please because you want to please the woman, so that's a part of it.
Well, yeah, you want to please the woman, but semen retention isn't necessarily that. Like, you can be pleasing to the woman by letting that shit out and jacking off more. You know what I mean? So that way you can stay in that thing long.
Multiple ways to get there. Okay, but y'all going way sideways. Hello. Let's get back.
No, we're not. It was irrelevant, but get back.
So let's get back. The topic about courting a pregnant woman. Right?
You look so sexy on the mic, Miss Ashley.
No, we can't cut that out, okay?
Miss Cakes looks sexy on the mic, y'all.
Stop it. You make me want to just slide across that table and kick the mic out the way.
Bars.
My mic.
You hear the sweet talk. Sweets
You hear
from Miss
bars,
Cakes.
Huh?
But he's saying that he would be open to it.
Okay to court a woman.
He feels it's okay to court a woman, and that sex with a pregnant woman, is better. Did you say that or no?
I
He
didn't
confirmed
say
that.
better. You guys.
No, not better.
Pregnant pussy is better.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that. I'm a verbate type dude.
Okay.
I listen to the words, and you guys said
clarify. Could it be better?
Did she say could? I didn't hear the could.
No, I said okay. So you think it could be better?
Yes, it could in a lot of ways. Women secrete that white shit. It be looking like cum, looking like a mix between
shit.
some. It be like
the creamy shit.
Who?
The creamy shit.
Yes, that shit good. That shit like motherfucking me, organic lotion on the nigga.
Organic lotion.
Yes.
The commentary, I'm here
and
for
then
it.
It be feeling like, for some reason, when a motherfucker pregnant, it be feeling like the bitch got about 17 Keebler L's in that motherfucker, jacking the nigga off. Like, hi ho, where we go.
Okay, you ain't getting that with regular ass pussy though, right?
Not all the time. Like, not all the time. Like sometimes, like me, I'm a lover of black women. You know what I mean? But
yes.
It be different races that have like different qualities, like about.
Oh, that's true.
Like, you know what I mean?
Explain.
Yes.
Tell us.
Like Mexicans will have like a real like wet pussy for some reason. That motherfucker like it's gargling a nigga shit up in there. Asians gonna have like a motherfucker like that motherfucker is got stitches in it.
Tight.
Yes.
I've heard that before.
Tight.
I've
heard that.
Why? Because they don't have sex.
Because then sometimes their pussies is like more tilted, right?
Yes. It's like shifting. It'd be like an odd position.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Reach up in there and get that shit like
here.
Yeah. Okay. Then you got like say black women. You know, I love black women because I just had to sit there in revelry for a minute when I think about a black woman. Because a black woman pussy sings to a nigga. That motherfucker be low key singing.
He said it
like
sings,
Anita Baker song.
It sings.
That motherfucker be singing to it, or humming like Anita Baker song. Like
And when you mean sing, do you mean the contraction of the? What do you mean by that? Like, the noise? You mean?
No,
yeah,
I mean like that
motherfucker
motherfucker be like talk like you know what you call it like Drake once had a song when he first came out, like I can make that pussy whistle, and that whistle is like a. They need to let me out. Oh God!
Okay, that's not. We don't want to do that to you. That's not what we're trying to do. Okay, we don't want to throw it to you.
Damn, but yeah.
Well, there you have it. Have you ever watched well, I don't know if this exists, but have you ever seen pregnancy porn?
Pregnant porn?
Yeah, there's pregnant porn.
I've never in my life I've been to adult stores and I've never seen none of the DVDs that displayed pregnant porn.
There's pregnant porn. Absolutely.
That's the thing.
You just got to be looking for it.
Oh.
There's pregnant porn. There's pissing porn.
Oh yeah, the 2 girls 1 cup, boo boo porn. I know that, but I never thought pregnancy for some reason.
I've seen a fucking gangbang pregnant porn. Like,
what? Whoa!
I've seen a pregnant bitch be gangbang.
Yeah, no, just imagine that baby.
Now that situation, I don't know if I necessarily.
Whoa!
Like, bitch, maybe you should go on maternity leave.
Yeah, bitch, you doing too much.
No, but they got sometimes where bitches don't.
I'm hella judgy on that one.
You said what?
Bitch ain't never even been a porn star
until they got pregnant. Huh?
Yeah, because she goes in there and get that fetish feet.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, the business aspect of it. Fetish fee.
Because the average porn star bitch ain't walking in pregnant or getting pregnant anytime soon. So if you want to fulfill that need in the market, you gotta find you some regular.
Yeah, like you want me to eat
bitches and turn
you
them.
Want this bitch to pee in my mouth? Fetish fee. You want me to eat some shit like these 2 white bitches or 2 girls? Fetish fee times 2, motherfucker. Fetish fee.
You want my toes in your mouth, nigga?
Hey, that's my new one. I got a pain and suffering fee. Oh, that's a fetish fee, nigga. I mean, guy.
The thing is, it's all about if the person is smart enough to speak up on their feet or to market themselves in the proper way and what the family is. Surprisingly, I never understood like
he get into the business side.
What?
I said, oh, he get into the business side.
Yeah, all aspects. But the thing is, I used to think growing up in a house full of females, I'm like, damn, well, why would a bitch ever in her life give her money to a pimp and this and that? And I
used to think the same shit.
I can answer that for a motherfucker.
Oh, answer it.
It's because a person will have had, a vagina their whole lives and never, ever, ever know how to get ahead until they meet the right nigga. And the reason is because they don't know how to market themselves. They don't understand or know their work, or they don't understand how valuable they are with how they naturally are. know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So people be walking around with this low sense of self-esteem or this low value of themselves, and it takes another motherfucker to let you know what you're worth.
I see.
And that's the sad part.
Because they see what you don't see in yourself sometimes.
That part.
Damn. I was told this by my therapist. She's like, I don't think you know your worth, but you don't know your worth. I was like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? I get it.
I've been told that by a dude before.
Like, it wasn't like an insult. It was more like,
yeah, it was kind of like feedback. Like I know your worth, but I don't feel like you do.
Yeah.
So
it's like you're a worthy person, but
yeah, like I know I'm the shit, but maybe I'm not moving like I'm the shit, right? And so somebody else may recognize like, damn, you the shit, but you're not moving like you the shit.
That part.
Damn.
Because both of y'all are some very attractive females.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
On the real.
Most
I always knew you were, Ash, but now that I had got a chance to see which color, I'm like, oh yeah, she's attractive. I didn't know how attractive she was, your friend.
Of course.
She don't hang out with ugly ducklings.
Y'all had a big bucks coming.
But ugly ducklings are beautiful in their own way.
Don't go getting cut on and all that shit. Do it the right way, because one thing about it is.
Oh, we had a conversation about that.
Motherfuckers are finding value in naturalness.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it took well, okay for you, but I feel like generally speaking, since you said that, I said now because it took all the non-minority females to go get asked before men realized like, okay, let me cherish my voluptuous, women as they are because they not liking the new bodies so much. Some men don't really care.
Yeah, for it to become a trend before people started saying, "Hey, maybe this is
natural." Yeah.
Now that everybody's doing it, now everybody's like, "Oh, well, maybe not."
It's kind of alarming too when y'all say the minorities, because in reality of it, it's us, it's blacks. You know what I mean? And I know y'all on a podcast and y'all want to be neutral and stuff like that, but there's so many people that don't give that are minorities that don't give the proper due to us as blacks and who we are and how we've laid this shit down. They'll be quick to say, "Oh, J-Lo, or this person or that person," but no, it's blacks.
Mm.
We've made the way for them.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely.
Facts.
The Wayans brothers and
Botox. They want lips like us. Skin tanning.
Yes.
All that.
The men get their fucking hair lined up on points and shit like that with us. The way they wear their earrings, the way they wear Jordans. It's not a Spanish person really in the fucking league. They do what we do.
Absolutely.
And then they try to omit
culture
us from it and say and won't even. And the bad part that I find most offending is when you turn on Telemundo and Univision and all these things. They also try to further omit us from the screen. Like there's no black Spanish people. You would make you think that Dominicans aren't over there. Black as a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Or Puerto Ricans with they
right.
denying African roots as. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree with you.
Yeah, this is getting to a high level conversation right now.
Yeah,
I'm feeling this.
I apologize for the listeners or whoever that doesn't want you, but
why apologize?
No, why apologize? I said we're here for it. This is what it is.
No. I'm saying that to the listener who is like trying to find some offense to it. I need them to know that you are a part of the problem. If you don't understand this and understand it, how I'm giving it to you, how I'm serving it on this plate, and you trying to take it, oh yeah, he's racist or he's trying to whip. No, I'm just the opposite. Just the opposite.
But to get into it, African Americans, blacks, we can't be racist.
No, we can't.
We can be prejudiced, but not racist, and that's what individuals don't understand.
We're absolutely not racist. That's
nope. We cannot be racist.
The thing is they try to like turn that around. Oh, that's racism. Well, that's no.
No, it's the reality.
Let me explain something.
It's the reality.
Another piece of reality, and I'm gonna leave it at this. I've lived born in Chicago, raised in New Orleans. I've I've lived in Atlanta. I've lived in Dallas. I've lived in Houston. I've lived in Portland, Oregon. I've lived in Los Angeles, California. Okay, with that said. Oh, did I say Atlanta?
Yes.
Yeah, I lived in Atlanta. Okay. With all that said, in all these places, there is not one place where black people don't accept all races.
No.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
We accept all races.
But in those
every
different
one of those
places,
places,
they don't accept us.
In every one of those places, there are neighborhoods that don't accept us.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Whether it be like, say, here in right in Los Angeles, where they got fucking Hawaiian Gardens, or the Longos out in Long Beach, or all these places that is notorious for killing niggas, even if you just talk to their sister, or they this and that, or move into their neighborhood and shit like that. They don't want you in there. In Chicago, which is a black city,
That
you
what do
got
they call
fucking
that?
Latin kings and shit that
Colonizing. They colonize and then keep us.
They colonize it, and then they come, and then they kind of take over the neighborhood. Now they don't want no blacks in there. You feel me? But you are accepted with open arms.
Yep.
And you go all the way across. Even in Atlanta, you try to go to a black city and try to have your own motherfucking all over there by Buckhead and Roswell Road and shit like that. The motherfuckers used to try to shoot at us when we used to come over there. They little chicks and shit like that.
Yeah, you drive not too far out. Yeah, and that's what
Yeah,
you're
especially in Atlanta. Like I visited one of my best friends who lives there, and I was just like, I was explaining to my mother, I was like, it just feels, I was like, I don't know how to articulate it, but I was like, it just feels redneck, mom, like KKK-ish, like if I felt like if we drove out of a certain part, like you better stay in these areas of Atlanta where all the black people are. Don't drive too far. Don't try to drive to anything that's
keep your
outside.
ass in
That's
Atlanta.
a comfort. Stay there. Don't. But you can tell. I don't even know how to like articulate it. People, it's just like, dang, I could just tell this is still redneck. Like I feel like I could move to Atlanta to visit, but I honestly feel, I don't know if it's because I'm such a Cali girl living in Cali, but I don't feel like I could live in the South like that. I don't think I could live in the South because it's just the presence of it. The presence is still very strong. It's very strong.
In the spirit realm, you're right. You're right, because I'm the same type of person. Like I feel the spirits of the old, where the backs that have been trampled on and motherfuckers like that. I do that too. I remember coming back from Christmas vacation and going back to New Orleans when I was coming from Chicago, and I would feel all that oppression when the bus would arrive back into the city limits and all that fucking voodoo and shit that whatchamacallit is known for. New Orleans is known for. Yeah. And I used to feel it. I'm like, damn, why this shit feel all fucking, people are buried above ground and different shit like that. You know what I mean? So, Wow.
Thank you for answering our question and hopping on a call and chatting with us. You're actually our first guest, really, or someone that we've had a opinion.
First time to get a male perspective.
I come up with a podcast, and the crazy is
I like that man perspective because
tomorrow I do one of these on Bigo.
What's
on
Bigo?
Bigo Live for somebody else.
What's Bigo? Is that an app?
Corporate. Yeah, that's an app. Bigo Live.
Like him trying to plug himself. Go ahead, put the plug. Go
ahead.
Put
the plug. Put the plug.
Oh yeah, man.
Where can they find you?
Where can they find you?
Oh shit, no, that's all right. I ain't going there.
On the socials.
That is out.
That's out. That's my line.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah. All right, baby. Y'all are wonderful, and y'all are very beautiful spirits. And y'all keep going. Y'all going far.
Thank you. You have a good night.
We'll talk to you later.
Y'all too. All right.
Bye.
Talk to y'all later.
Well, there you have it, folks. I need to hear it out somebody else's mouth aside from Miss Cakes that pregnant pussy is better.
It is.
And we heard it from at least a male perspective, and his perspective opened up my mind in other ways. The way he was, how that turned in from that to high level conversation, how we just intertwine different scenarios. Like that was a good conversation. So what are the takeaways? What do you feel the takeaways is from this before we hop off?
Man, so much. If we go back to the topic, I mean, like I said, yes. It's okay. If you're a stand-up dude, then it wouldn't be so much of an issue for you. Obviously, right?
Yeah, and pregnancy pussy is good, and
pregnancy pussy is
like
good.
he said, what did he said? The cream stuff is good. It's like lotion and
said organic lotion too.
Organic lotion.
Organic.
And when you're having sex, if you've never had sex with a pregnant woman,
baby, you should try
use your penis as your eyes. Okay, use your penis as your eyes to navigate like the organs.
He said in any situation. He said in any situation he's trying to use his dick as his eyes. So
okay, yeah, but specifically for this because she was pregnant, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't think missionary. I would think on the side or doggy, but just whatever you do, pillow propped up shit. Just be careful, do it safely, handle with care.
There you go.
Don't hurt the baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't go in for the kill like that, you know. Anyway, though, and fetish fee for any of our porn stars or anybody watching.
Yes,
that's
your
into
fetish
the adult entertainment world.
Down the business side of all that, you know what I'm saying?
Get your fetish fee. And in regular world, if you ain't in the adult world, and you out here dating these dudes and they want some real stuff, just hit them with fetish fee, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Fetish fee, sir.
Know your value.
Know your value. Know your worth. Anyways, thank you for listening to another one with us. This is Talk Black Unfiltered, Fineapple Kwasi with
Miss Cakes.
Be sure that you subscribe, like, follow, share, text us, Talk Black to 619-356-1029. Link with us, stay connected. And we are out.